Today, the modern megachurch operates as a centralized, multinational corporation defined by its mass scale and multi-site campuses. These organizations host weekly attendances exceeding 2,000 people. To accommodate this, they build massive 50-acre campuses featuring stadium seating and commercial infrastructure. Secular nonprofits with similar cash flows face regular public financial audits by the federal government. Megachurches operate within a regulatory blind spot, utilizing laws that require zero public financial transparency. Examining the megachurch as an unregulated business entity provides the only structural explanation for their recurring financial and leadership scandals. Standard 501c3 charities must follow public disclosure laws, filing a Form 990 that details revenues, expenditures, and executive pay. But Section 6033 contains a specific carve-out. It grants a Form 990 exemption to organizations with church status, allowing them to bypass public filing entirely. This makes billions of dollars in tax-deductible donations and real estate holdings invisible to the government and the congregants who provide the funding. A 4-year U.S. Senate inquiry led by Senator Chuck Grassley investigated the tax-exempt status of 6 major televangelist ministries to determine this loophole's impact. The inquiry concluded that because the IRS relies heavily on Form 990 information, it cannot effectively investigate abuses of tax-exempt status by churches. Oversight is further restricted by Section 7611, which imposes severe procedural hurdles on the IRS just to begin an inquiry. By combining a lack of required disclosure with high audit hurdles, the U.S. tax code has provided a legal shield for church revenue. This lack of oversight allows leadership to employ specific theological frameworks to generate revenue. Prosperity theology centers on the mechanism of seed faith. Donations are framed as spiritual seeds that yield a multiplied financial return, sometimes 100 times the original amount. This frames financial donations as a contractual obligation with God to secure physical health and material wealth. Winners Chapel, founded by Bishop David Oyedepo, operates as a global network utilizing this model. The ministry's headquarters in Nigeria sits on a 5,000-acre estate featuring a 50,000-seat auditorium known as the Faith Tabernacle. Bishop Oyedepo has an estimated net worth exceeding $150 million, capital used to fund a fleet of private jets. Prosperity theology converts the financial hope of its followers into unregulated corporate revenue. The removal of external financial oversight shifts the entire burden of accountability to internal governance structures. Many megachurches have transitioned from accountable elder boards to a model centered on a single celebrity CEO with centralized authority. The collapse of Willow Creek Community Church under founder Bill Hybels demonstrates the risks of this centralized power. For decades, internal reviews by the Willow Creek Board of Elders repeatedly cleared Hybels of misconduct allegations. An independent investigation eventually validated these decades of sexual misconduct allegations, concluding that the board had failed to provide effective oversight. The corporate fallout included a $3 million budget shortfall, 50 full-time staff layoffs, and the resignation of the entire elder board. This model ensures that when executive power is abused, the corporate structure is positioned to protect the executive brand rather than the congregation. The true scale of these internal operations is often only revealed when whistleblowers bypass non-disclosure agreements to expose financial records. At the Global Hillsong Network, whistleblower Natalie Moses exposed millions of dollars in overseas remittances and large cash gifts given directly to leadership to avoid local scrutiny. Records revealed a web of shell entities used to acquire property in New York City, California, and Arizona. This structure was designed to shield the central ministry's assets from litigation payouts. This hidden real estate portfolio is valued at an estimated $40 million, including luxury condominiums and massive residential estates. The First Amendment protects the church from the state, but the Form 990 exemption allows corporate entities to shield their wealth and operate in a regulatory blind spot.